planners, cook the food, put all this thing together. Let's hear it. Thank you so much. I fucking despise public speaking, so I usually rely a lot on other people's words because that's kind of cheating and that's nice. So I'm going to take a bit of liberties and start with a passage from a poem that's been on my mind recently. It's called Fire Sale by someone called Diane de Prima. It goes like this. This is the fire next time. It's here, and it's called Hole in the Ozone, Islands Underwater. It's called The Recession is Over, while more and more of us are jobless, homeless, hungry, angry, cold, and the market recovers and the stocks go up. This is the fire next time's fire sale, and everything must go. We can't fix it by figuring out what's wrong like a car mechanic looking under the hood when the car is totaled. We can get through this by taking a good, hard look at what's possible. Not what's wrong, what's possible, what can be dreamed. Corporation Hull started as a dream of what might be possible if people came out from our houses, out from behind our screens and our opinions, and left, right, leave, remain, these corners that we've been painted into over the years. If we came out and sat around a table from each other and listened, and really were heard. And then together reclaimed power for ourselves, and by power I mean real power, and that is the power to decide. People's assemblies are one way we can start to find out what is possible if we change how we make decisions in society and who gets to make them, from the bottom up, not from the top down. They are spaces, in Adam's words, where the culture war dissolves, and we urgently need more spaces like that. Our responses to the riots and the rise in racism and Islamophobia cannot be to batten down the hatches and redraw our battle lines and shout our slogans louder than theirs. It simply will not work. We have to find a way, this is our challenge, and it is a challenge, but we have to find a way of being both strong and unflinching in our defence of Muslim communities and people of colour and anyone targeted, whilst building bridges with all the people who stood on the edges and said, I don't agree with the tactics, but I sympathise with their cause. And building bridges doesn't necessarily mean agreeing. As Catherine said earlier, we don't always need to agree, but building bridges does mean identifying root causes and common enemies and working to fight both together. So that means raising the standard of living together for each other, lowering the cost of living together for each other, building community together. Corporation Hull is organising on the ground to build real local democracy, a solidarity economy, strong, caring communities, and a healthy earth. And I know those sound like fucking massive things, and they are, and we're not fucking around. We're here, and that's what we built. That's what we've come to do with our lives, and we're committed to it. We're inspired by groups throughout history and all over the world, and we hope to inspire other people in turn. I can't see anybody, but shout out to the people who are here from Corporation Sheffield, which is just starting to get off the ground. We want you to join us. That's the long and the short of it. And we could talk through the night about this. As I keep hitting this with my face, we can talk. There's loads of things that we could talk about, and you'll have questions. But the one thing that you should know about us that I want to say today is our fundamental understanding is that we are living through an age of collapse, of system collapse. And not many people get up on stages and talk about that, even though that is what we're living through right now. The collapse of this financial system, the political system, and the earth systems that keep us alive. A friend of mine messaged me the other day when it was all kicking off, and he said, in my mind, the climate crisis has always looked like Southport did on Thursday and rarely like Antarctica. The multiple collapse of our systems is complex and scary, especially when it spills out onto the streets. But it does position us at the foot of a crossroads if we are brave enough to look. I believe that. That is our burden and our privilege to be alive at this moment. Because the reality is the tools are already there for us to do this. We can build local economies like Catherine was talking about, based on solidarity, not greed. We can make tough, progressive decisions for ourselves through informed discussion. We can reclaim our physical spaces in our neighbourhoods, buildings that are lying empty, reclaim them from austerity and make them spaces where we live together, eat together, play, laugh and argue. All this and more is possible and already underway. I want to leave you with another quote, which is someone from far smarter than me, Angela Davis. And she said, "Like new alchemists, we lit the flame and trusted the heat to refine our recipe for victory." I like it for two reasons. One, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. Nobody has all the answers. And if they are telling you they have all the answers, especially if it's 3 words that fits in a headline or a slogan, they're lying to you. What we're doing, like new alchemists, is experimenting and testing and trying and learning every day. But fundamentally, we keep going. And it's about trusting the process. We lit the fire and trusted the heat to refine our recipe for victory. That's easy for me. Maybe it sounds far-fetched, but I have a fundamental faith in human beings. We are the heat that will refine our recipe for victory. We just have to keep going. And no matter how hard they being the billionaire, think tank, Twitter-owning fucking bastards, no matter how hard they try or what they do, we are the majority and we represent the unstoppable progress of human civilization towards more kindness, more democracy, more equality, more sharing. The selfish, rational, economic, homeo, whatever man that they made up is a myth. It doesn't exist. It's not us. And every day, more and more people wake up to that fact. So we light the fire, and we don't know exactly where it will go, but we trust, and we keep going. And we hold on always to what is possible. Thank you so much for being here as a part of this. Have a really good night. If you have any coins to spare and you want to support Corporation Whole, there's some orange tins and hands that are very grateful to receive them. Otherwise, stick around and enjoy the rest of the night at Polar Bear. Thank you so much.